Hello, I hope you're well and that your needles have been flying. 2 weeks ago I released a video in which I showed the back of a frame sampler. Now that video created an awful lot of interest and my iPad did not stop pinging with incoming emails and messages. Stitchers wanted to know more about the sampler. Now, because of that interest and excitement, and because of a post on social media, we made the decision to bring forward the release of our 2019 Queen of the May by several weeks. So it's not the 1st of May today. We are still in April, but we are very pleased to present to you Lucy Navier 1818. I'm sure you will agree that she is a very worthy sampler to be crowned our Queen of the May. Lucy was only 12 years old when she stitched this sampler, and that's quite an achievement. Can you imagine her excitement and her parents' pride when her frame sampler was hung on the walls of the family home? Now, I am very excited to share this sampler with you. This sampler, it's been a very long time coming and the journey has been long. But I've had company on that journey and my friend Bethany Gallant has shared the whole experience with me. Bethany has stitched the model and her stitching is exquisite. And Bethany has been very patient with me. This sampler, the original, was stitched on very high count, and I will show a picture of the original alongside the model so that you can compare the two, probably on her webpage, and I'll share that on social media as well. But because the original sampler was stitched on such a high count of linen, it was very, very hard on the eyes. Even with my strongest magnifiers, I found that I could only work on Lucy in bite-sized sessions. So Bethany has been extremely patient with me and she has stitched as I've charted. So thank you, Bethany, from the bottom of my heart. It's been a journey, but a very enjoyable journey shared with you. So thank you again. The sampler, the original sampler, is in my own collection, and it's a special sampler for me because it was a gift from my husband, and I hope that you enjoy my gift to you of sharing one of my special samplers. I hope that many of you will stitch her and that she will hang with pride on your sampler wall as well. Now let's talk about the sampler itself. The stitch count is 463 by 495 stitches, and Lucy used 26 shades of silk when she created her original sampler. The stitches that Lucy used were cross stitch over 1 and 2 threads, tent stitch, satin stitch, stem stitch and Algerian eyelets. The verse is stitched over 2, but she does have over 1 motif scattered through the sampler. And Lucy must have struggled a little bit with the high count of fabric, because when she was stitching her over 1, she very often put extra stitches in, splitting the thread because maybe she couldn't see the holes, or maybe she just wanted to put a little bit of extra detail in, but she was a little stinker doing that because that made it almost impossible to chart where she put all those extra stitches in. I've charted her by counting the cross stitch over 2 and then by sketching out the rest and transferring my sketch to a graph, so you don't need to trace out or pounce out any of the freehand elements. They are all graphed out for you within the graph. Now, this sampler comes from a known group of samplers, and the features that sort of identify this sampler as part of a school of samplers are these tassels, swags, and the floral vines, and then the tree and the country scene below. I actually own another one of these samplers that's not identical but very similar. But a friend of mine who visited with me this week, she has a sampler in her collection that is almost identical to Lucy. And when I first saw the sampler, I thought, gosh, these two little girls must have been best friends and they worked on their samplers together, because the differences were so minute. They even chose the same verse, and the other little girl was 12, the same age as Lucy, but they were stitched 20 years apart, and I would have put good money on it that they were stitched together. So this school must have been or the needlework teacher must have been around for quite some time. Now, in Lucy's sampler, for this tree, she used chenille thread, and chenille thread is very hard to come by in the colours that lend themselves to reproduction samplers. And I could have gone and got a amount of chenille thread specially dyed for us to stitch the model, but I didn't think that that would be fair on the other stitchers who wanted to stitch from our chart if they couldn't get the chenille thread. So I looked at some of the other known samplers from this school, and some of these little girls, they actually stitched their trees with French knots and bullion stitch. So our model has been stitched with French knots for the leaves and long bullion stitches for the branches that show through the leaves. What else can I tell you about her? Well, the booklet. The booklet is 60 pages, and I really enjoyed putting this booklet together because the sampler is very special to me, and the length of time I've been working on her. I had a lot of time to think about what how I wanted to present this, and something that was very important to me was that if you bought the booklet, I wanted to try and make the graph as easy as possible for you to stitch. So as I said earlier, everything has been counted out for you. So for example, this spray of flowers is this spray of flowers here, and what I've done within the graph, everything is numbered, and then there are photographs close-up photographs showing every single stitch of the on the sampler in great detail, so you know exactly what you're aiming to achieve. And there are many pages within the graph where you've got really good comprehensive instructions. And what I've done as well, the over one motifs I have graphed within the main graph, but I've also given you blow-ups so that it's easier on the eye when you're working. You know, I'm really pleased with the way that the graph has come through, and I've also put the centerfold page in as well, and we managed to squeeze this into 60 pages. I would have liked to have written a lot more about Lucy, but unfortunately my printer, the maximum maximum number of pages they could do on a booklet was 60. So there she is, Lucy Navier, 1818. Now she is a limited edition. I have printed 1,500 copies, which was the number I needed to get the booklet at a price that was affordable. Now I know there's been a lot of debate about limited editions, and when you buy a print of a painting and it's a limited edition, or you buy a bronze statue that's a limited edition, or a beautiful piece of porcelain, those companies, when they make limited editions, they put a premium on the limited editions because they become collectible, because there's not many of them. But Hands Across the Sea samplers, all our limited editions are priced below what they should be priced at. A limited edition gives us the buying power and the facility to bring these samplers in at a price that is affordable for many rather than a few. Now I know £30 is a lot of money for some people, but it is more affordable than 40 or 50 or 60 pounds. So please understand that a limited edition from Hands Across the Sea samplers means that we can bring these booklets at what we think are very realistic prices. So for £30 you get a 60-page booklet, and it comes with a bookmark. And then if you buy the booklets direct from us, you also get a card as well, which has a little graph on the back of them. So everybody who buys the booklet from Hats has one of these as a little gift, a little thank you from us. With regards to the booklets, the stores have that have ordered the booklets, they have all shipped, and they in turn should be able to ship to you from this forthcoming week, or maybe the week after. Like obviously we've decided to bring this release forward because of the post on Facebook and the general interest in the release. The stores that have the charts in stock, they were stores that were at Nashville and could see the model, you know, what I would suggest you do if you want a copy of the booklet is you contact your store. If they haven't ordered it, I'm ever so sorry, but they're not going to be able to have it in stock. All the wholesale allowance has gone, and they've shipped. So I can't think of anything else to tell you about Lucy. I like to leave a few things so that you can read it in her booklet. If you have any questions about her, you know that you can email or message me, and I will always try my very, very best to help you. I've got some copies left. They're on the website and available for purchase, or contact your needlework store. I hope you enjoy her, and thank you for listening to me. Bye-bye.